Hi there, I just thought I'd make another video. Um, Decided to make this video just to talk about a few things that are very close to my heart at the moment. And what's prompted this is that um, speaking on video to the camera is something that it doesn't come very easily to me. So, and also I'm not very confident about being seen. I've got this sort of thing about being seen. I much prefer to be hidden, but that is because of programming and targeting when I was a child to stop me from speaking out. And so what I've decided is that I am going to just go ahead and do it anyway and not try to worry too much about the end result. And hopefully the more I do it, the more confident I'll get. And then I was asked to do an interview by somebody called Sheila from Conscious Conversations Central. So at first I was very hesitant, but then I made the decision that now is the time, really. Just go ahead and share whatever I need to share. And it doesn't really matter if it comes out wrong or it's not well received. I just need to, as long as it's coming from the heart and it's to share things that I feel will help other people, then it doesn't really matter. And if and I haven't got anything to lose, really, so that's what I decided to do. And then so I decided to go ahead with the interview, did that last night, and then she contacted me today to say that as soon as she'd finished the interview, she went out of the room, made a drink, came back, and her computer was off and it's broken, won't power up or anything, and so the interview is lost. So so I found that quite interesting, really, and quite typical of what is going on for me at the moment, or not just at the moment, but pretty much all my life. And it also tells me that I was on the right track, and so was she. So so I decided to just go ahead and talk about the things that we were going to talk about anyway. Not the things that we spoke about last night, but we sort of just started to touch on that subject. So what we were talking about was what I talked about in my previous video about trauma and how it's stored in the cells of your body, and how this reality is a trauma-inducing reality, and that as people, as human beings, we are encouraged to suppress our any negativity, any negative feelings. Everybody sort of conditioned to be that we should be happy all the time, that we should have like wonderful lifestyles, and that if we're not happy and we haven't got X, Y, and Z, then there's something wrong with us. If we're not feeling happy, then we must have a mental illness. And so people sort of suppress our emotions, and we don't sort of acknowledge each other's our own feelings, let alone each other's. And so it's very difficult then to have that connection either with ourselves or with other people. except for maybe with the really obvious things, and even then people don't know what to say. So for instance, if somebody's died, quite often people who maybe once were really close to that person then suddenly start avoiding them because they don't know what to say to them. And so we've sort of lost that connection with each other, and we've lost that connection with ourselves as well. So one thing which has sort of diminished and disappeared from our culture is celebrating rites of passage and celebrating or honouring events that happen in our lives that are maybe not that positive. And that could be anything really, but the most obvious is some sort of loss or grief. And we do go to funerals, do have funerals, but even the funerals are sort of not, they're sort of dimmed down to what they used to be. They're not as sort of it don't last as long. It's not as big an event as it used to be, and people feel uncomfortable when other people get upset and crying, and they feel helpless and they don't know what to do. So I actually feel that, you know, when you have a rite of passage, when you create a sacred space where a group of people can come together and feel able to express their loss and grief and their emotions uninhibited, and that the other people in that group hold space for them, or they hold space for each other. And that's a really powerful thing to do, because it acknowledges to the person who's expressing their grief that their emotions are valid and that they've been witnessed, and that their feelings are important. And it teaches the people who are holding space to be comfortable just allowing somebody to express their emotions without feeling any need to make them feel better, but just simply by being there and showing them that it's okay to feel like that. And that actually, I feel that is quite significant, and that it helps to create a connection not only with themselves but then with each other, so the other people in the group. And then that has the potential then to create community and compassion for their fellow human beings. And I think that is what is missing from society at the moment. And so I want to try and help to bring that back in some way. So I have got some sort of plans in my head about how I'm going to do that within my own local community. But I think to start with, I need to start speaking about it, and just speaking about what it actually means and giving examples, and just spreading the word really. And so that is what I'm going to start doing. And after my obviously after that poor lady's computer broke yesterday and lost my interview, then it's made me even more determined. So I've just decided to do my own stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be making my own videos about it, and hopefully people will watch them. But if they don't, then that's okay. It's all sort of in divine timing, but I'll find other ways of spreading the word. And you know, with the written word, spoken word, doesn't really matter. I'm going to start talking about this because I do believe it's really important. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and I will speak to you all later. Bye.